I'm Niall with Possibly Awesome Cars, and today we're going to be taking a look at my 2001 BMW 740iL. The 740iL is the sort of mid-range 7 Series that BMW put out. A little bit longer, 5 inches longer than the 740 short wheelbase, and not quite as fast or luxurious as the 750iL that was offered here in North America. Now, this car, I would say, is probably one of the more highly equipped versions that you're able to get. The owner of this vehicle opted to get essentially most of the features that BMW had. Park distance control, it's got DSC for dynamic stability. EDC is the sport electronic dampening control, as well as rear automatic sunshade, heated seats, dual zone climate control, widescreen navigation. You've also got the telephone, BMW telephone system, which no longer is active in this vehicle. And this is the sand beige interior. So let's give it a start, and you can kind of see how it starts up. BMW also put in this computer system here. Mine does not display correctly. One of the issues with this car, which we'll be going over in a subsequent video, the LCD screen, the ribbon that actually connects it to the computer, will wear out over time. They didn't really use the best components in order to produce it. Those screens go out. I hear that's also a similar issue that can happen with the climate control LCD. Luckily, I don't have that issue, and my navigation system here, as you can see, works pretty well, albeit a little outdated considering the GPS systems that you can get on most newer BMW models. The interior space itself is pretty nice. I'll kind of show you where all the levers are. You've got your light switches. On the other side is your fog light. Key goes in there. Like I said, you've got your navigation. Behind there is a cassette. If you want to use, I've got like a cassette to device adapter so I can listen to my music from my iPhone. Behind here you've got your controls to move the steering wheel. You've got your parking indicators, parking lamps, and turn signals, your wipers. On the side here you have your window controls, as you would imagine. This model is equipped with power folding mirrors, and they're also auto dimming as well. Seems like one of the features you could have had with this particular vehicle would be either auto dimming, so if somebody is behind you, it's dark out, the mirrors will turn to a slightly gray or green hue to prevent the lights from blinding you, or you could have had defrost option, not both by the looks of it. Also, as mentioned, this car is equipped with the rear sunshade, so you push a button, it goes out just like that. So some other features of this particular vehicle, you do have the option to sort of speak to command if you wanted to. I haven't really used it. There you go. I don't have hands-free there. You can change it from radio to telephone with the buttons there. So you've got your volume controls. These are your controls for depending on what you're using, either your phone or the radio itself. Cruise control, that's to resume, up and down. That's to turn cruise control on and off. And then this model, which is not the sport model, you could not get the sport package on the long wheelbase. You get a heated steering wheel, which is super nice. In the center here, you've got your automatic gear lever with optional Steptronic. As you can see here with the M and S and Plus, turn it into sport mode, also manual shifting if you want. Obviously not quite the same as if you had a proper manual gearbox, but considering the automatic was the only transmission available in North America, that's about as good as you can get. Now you've also got your hazard indicator and central door lock switch in the middle there. And one of the things that I really like about the 7 Series, which I didn't really know when I bought it, but was very happy when I found it after, lots of storage. You've got like a little coin tray here. I've used it for keys and whatnot. You've got another one in the middle for your ashtray and your cigarette lighter. You can eject the ashtray there. I use it for change. The armrest here, which houses the BMW telephone system. Each side can open up. You've got little bits of storage there. You can put coins or whatever. And then this also slides back and forth. So it's kind of nice, good size armrest there as well for storage. You've got a pretty decent sized glove box. These are notorious for breaking, so something to be careful of. In the inside there I've got my owner's manual, set of glasses, OBD scanner, and as well this comes with pretty much all of them. You've got a little LED light there. Well, not really LED, but you've got a light, so if you have to look at things and don't want to turn on the car, whatever, you've got a little light. It's a little convenient thing there. And then on both sides, it's a little easier to show the passenger side here, but you do have a pocket and then another little opening pocket there on the side. You can put things, which is nice for storage. With the long wheelbase model, you do get about 5.5 inches of extra rear legroom on top of an already spacious 7 Series back seat. As you can see, I've got a child seat back here, and then the other side of the seat is used for adults. You can see all the legroom that you've got. These are my normal driving positions for both myself and my wife. So as you can see here, you've actually got quite a bit of room back there with the little footrests. On the side here, you do have an armrest. On the 750 model, if you open this up, this would have your controls for the HVAC and radio systems and stuff like that. On the 740, it's really just empty. At the top here, you've got your first aid kit, which is kind of handy. And then there is also, again, this being one of the top end models, you do have your ski bag there. So if you have skis, you can pass it through there, so you have enough room. You don't have to tie it to the trunk or onto the roof. Just like with the front seats, you've got ample storage. So again, you do have a little pocket. You can put things. There is individual ashtrays for each side. They just pop out like that. And you also have like a little garbage. So if you're actually using this as a limousine, maybe you want to Uber your vehicle, whatever it may be, both sides have little ashtrays and garbage cans, as well as little storage on the side. And then there's little pouches at the back of the seats. And as you can see on this side, one of the other things I noticed too might be unique for this type of car, but your lap belts are on the other side than what you're used to. So if you have passengers who aren't used to driving in this vehicle, you just got to kind of remind them that you're going to be plugging into the opposite side of what you're used to. But other than that, it's pretty standard. Same on this side. The other feature as well, this vehicle is equipped with sunshades. They just roll up like this. They are not power, as they are on some newer models, and there is supposed to be one along here, but they do tend to break, and unfortunately they were broken on this one. Rear trunk size is very large, as you can see, quite a bit of usable space there. They have a little shelf on the right side there, and then just behind that is your battery, as well as your jack and equipment like that. There's also an emergency release there if you run out of power, if your battery's dead and you need to get into the gas. On this side, you've got your 6 CD changer and GPS, and then underneath the floorboard is your spare tire. Pretty much it. This car did come from the factory with the M parallel rims, which is why I've got a spare like that. And then as you can see back there, that's where your skis go. You can get little floor anchors or little straps if you have things that you don't want to move around. This car doesn't have them, but they should also have a little net back here. Now, one of the things to know, it's kind of newer for me and probably for any of your passengers, these are soft close trunks, so you don't have to slam it. You can kind of hear it as I push down, the motor will close it. There you go. You don't want to slam it, or else it's going to get broken. What I think we'll do is we'll just start the engine up. Like I said again, this is the 4.4 liter V8. So let's give it a start and see how it sounds. So as I mentioned, there are a number of issues with the car. Some sort of defects, things that maybe weren't engineered as well as they could have been. Cup holders tend to break really easily. As we mentioned too, the sunshades break. Other than that, I mean, I've had this car for just over 2 months. I've put roughly 10,000 kilometers on it, and I've only had to do an oil change. There were some problems with it when I bought it. Parking sensors did not work, and that was one sensor that had failed. That was about $180 from BMW. Just pop off the rear bumper, put a new one on, pretty simple. It needed a new mass airflow sensor, which I was able to order from OEMbeamerparts.com, and it was about $100 plus shipping. It also needed a camshaft sensor. Again, that was about $250 from BMW. Keep in mind these prices are all Canadian. And then that was honestly a 5-minute job. Same with the mass airflow sensor. Everything's really simple. I mean, I'm not a car mechanic. You know, I try to wrench on my cars as much as I can. And what I've been able to find with this particular car, the E38 BMW, is it actually is really simple to work on. Parts are obviously a little bit more expensive than what you might be used to depending on what you were driving before. But I do find that it is pretty straightforward to be able to replace parts and do the service yourself, which is really nice because you can save the labor, which is pretty expensive if you're doing it from BMW. So we're going to take it for a quick little drive here. Hopefully you can kind of hear how it sounds, and we'll take it for a little spin. Oh, look at all that legroom back here. Quite nice, I have to say. Quite nice. Yeah, the back seat is just as important, I would say, as the front. And again, with this particular car, you do have heated rear seats, as well as your cigarette lighter, as we mentioned before, little garbage cans, and ashtrays back here, your sunshades. These were a little upgrade. The handles with the wood trim and chrome. And yeah, I mean, other than that, the back seat here is pretty cozy, almost as comfortable as the front. This is the one to get, and especially too, if you can get the last year, 2001 is one of the better years. They fixed a lot of the issues. Obviously, like I said, there's still some, but if you're able to find a 2001 with the service history, I would probably go for it. You know, I paid just under 6,000 Canadian for this. With the work that I've put into it, getting everything working again. You know, when I bought it, the interior was trashed. Everything was broken on the inside. The navigation didn't work, the radio didn't work, the parking sensors didn't work, there was holes in the seats, there was rips in the leather. Yeah, it was just a real mess of a car, and I was able to put it all back together with basically new parts and some old new stock parts that you can get from different suppliers, or even from junkyards. I mean, they exist depending on where you live. You can find you know, some junk cars out there. So yeah, I picked everything up and was able to get it back up and running again. And yeah, it really looks like the ultimate driving machine that it was when it came out in 2001. And that's really what BMW positioned this car to be. You know, that was their slogan back in the 90s and 2000s, was the ultimate driving machine. And here we are, you know, driving what that slogan really represented, which was the 7 Series. So I hope this video was informational for you. I really enjoyed putting it together, and I'm going to be doing some little videos about the car, you know, little things here and there that you might need to know if you're thinking about purchasing one, such as the little issues that come up, things to look for when you're out looking to buy one, or just features and such like that. Like I said, when I wanted to buy this car, I would have loved to know what features were available and what could have been optioned on the car, just to give me an idea of what I'm looking for. So we're gonna go for some little videos like that, a little bit shorter too, so hopefully you'll stay tuned for that and you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.